Hi, this is Katapult for Katapult Gaming. In this episode, we're going to talk about combat rating or gear score. So, first of all, if we go in our inventory and click the little character icon here, we'll see all of our stats. And you can see your combat rating here. And this, not only is it well known as being a requirement to do the heliquery, but on top of that, it actually has a very large influence in everything you do in the game. So if you click on it, you can see that compared to enemies of my level, my combat rating is 330 higher. And that means basically at Paragon level 18, the game would expect my combat rating to be somewhere in the 520 range. And what this does is that all damage you deal will be increased by 14% against monsters, and monsters will hit me for 12% less. Now, they did do a little bit of changes for the PvP aspect of it, where against players that can never be more than 10% damage increase. So that way, if you have somebody with a gear or a combat rating that's 3 or 4 times yours, they only still get 10% damage increase from here. But we'll talk a little bit afterwards on other ways they can greatly outdamage another player, especially in the case of the pay-to-win whales. But first, we'll talk about how do you obtain that combat rating. So there's 2 main pieces of it. One is if you click on your attributes, you'll see that this item gives me 38 vitality, and it gives me a combat rating of 38. And then the intelligence boosts my rating by 37. So every piece of gear that you have, every stat that you have, will give you more rating. And that also includes your upgrades in the bottom here. So having for level 6 gear, it gives you plus 12 and plus 12. So level 6 gear, each piece gives you 24 rating more. And level 4 pieces will give you 16 rating more in total. So that's the main part that you can do is as you upgrade your gear, both as you upgrade it to be level all the way up to 8 is where some of the top players currently are. That will give you some bonus stats over here, which helps your rating. But also as you get better gear, and some of the gear even has 3 slots for the attributes. So, I could have a third attribute with 30 something points here, and that would give me another 30 extra ratings. The other big piece that calculates here is your total resonance. And the only thing that affects your resonance is your gems that you have equipped. So if you have a 2-star gem like this free one that we get, the Lightning Core, then that gives you 60 resonance. And all the 1-star gems are giving me 30 resonance right now, and all my gems are level 2. So as you level up your gems and as you get gems with more stars, you'll see that number go up by quite a lot, and that increases your base attributes by 10.5%. So basically, if you had a whale that has quite a higher score than I have here for their resonance, then instead of getting 37 vitality, they might get 100% bonus or something like that. So they would get 74 vitality and 74 rating out of it. So those are the 2 main parts that you can use to upgrade your rating, basically. And it's going to affect your damage everywhere. It's going to be your PvE damage, your PvP damage. And the other big thing is the entrance requirement if you want to do the heliquery over here. So as we can see, the first monster or the first level of it, you need 420, and the medium difficulty you need 1250 combat rating. And I'm not sure what the third one requires, but at some point I'll be unlocking it. But basically, that's what you can do to level or increase your rating up so you can participate in the higher reliquaries. Now, in terms of PvP, and I talked that I would come back to this, so while it is true that your combat rating can only increase your damage by up to 10%, what makes the whales much stronger than regular players is actually not that rating then, because they also are limited to 10% extra damage against other players. What makes the huge difference is the bonuses they get from the gems, and those are not capped. And this is what makes places like Battleground extremely unbalanced. And this is where for this gem here, that's a 1-star level 2 gem, we can see that I get 12% base damage. And if somebody had a 5-star level 10 gem or something like that, they would get a much higher percent. Maybe they would get 100% base damage or something like that. And once you start adding the bonuses for all 6 of your gems here, this makes a huge difference. And basically, that's how the pay-to-win whales become so much stronger than everybody else. But as a free player, basically just keep doing content, upgrade your legendary gear, try to get gear with the 3 attributes to it, and eventually your rating will keep increasing. And as a longer term, it is possible to upgrade our gems a little bit, even as free-to-play players. Definitely not to the same extent, but every little bit helps. And as we could see in my case, I didn't necessarily do a huge effort in raising my combat rating, but I'm still 330 higher than what the game would expect for my level. So chances are, if you check yours too, you'll probably be pleasantly surprised at how much higher than mobs of your level that your combat rating might be. But basically, that's the only way you can upgrade it. Keep leveling up your gear. Try to bring it to +6 and eventually +8, and try getting gear with basically higher required level means that your attributes can roll higher, and try to go for that third attribute if you can find any gear with it. So thank you for watching the video. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, please leave them in the comment box below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share with a friend. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.